morning. In 1992, Bill Clinton was elected President of the United States at age 46, third youngest ever. He's also been one of the most controversial in recent times. I'm here to tell you today why he was a good president of the United States due to his efforts in the economy, his efforts in the environment, his efforts dealing with crime, and his efforts dealing with social policy. But first, let's start with a little bit of a background, a little bit of history about him. William Clinton was born in 1946 in Hope, Arkansas. After high school, he left to start his collegiate career, and he went off to get his law degree at Yale Law School. Then he started his law degree, or his law career, doing lawyer stuff, all that jazz. And then he became governor of Arkansas in 1978. After serving 12 terms, in 1992, he announced his candidacy for presidency of the United States. In 1992, he was elected. In 1993, he took office. So let's move on to his dealings with the economy. In 1992, before William Clinton was elected into office, the United States had a deficit of $290 billion. In 2001, when he left office, the United States had a surplus of $127 billion. That is a change of $417 billion. 22.5 million new jobs were created. Unemployment went from 7.5% in 1992 to 4%, almost half in 2001, which was the lowest it had been in 30 years. This is all according to the New York Times. He also created and signed NAFTA. NAFTA is the North American Free Trade Agreement, which eased trade between Mexico, the United States, and Canada, which created many jobs and really helped the national surplus. Next, let's move on to his dealings with the environment. Due to bills he signed and policies he enacted, 4.6 million acres of land were saved and preserved and made into national parks on his watch. He passed the Safe Drinking Water Act and, according to Time magazine, improved air quality for 44 million Americans. Next, let's move on to his dealings with social policy. One of his main platforms he ran on, and one of the main reasons he was elected, according to some people, according to some experts and pundits, was his promise that he would reform welfare and change how welfare was given and it was dealt with in the United States. He changed, two of the major changes he made to welfare reform, or to welfare, was the fact that within the date of receiving your welfare benefits, you had to have worked within 2 years of receiving welfare benefits. And also, he greatly reduced, he limited most people that were receiving welfare benefits to only 5 years. Not all, but most. Also, as the AIDS epidemic was raging on in the United States, he increased funding for AIDS programs by 150%, according to the New York Times. Next, let's move on to his dealings with crime in the United States. Every single year he was in office, which was 8 years. The crime rate fell every single year, wire to wire, every single year, and it hit a 26-year low in 2001. He did this by two major policies he enacted while he was in office. While he was in office, he created 100,000 jobs for police officers, and that was part of his economic policy and crime, taking out two birds with one stone. He also passed the 1993 Brady Bill, which increased the waiting period and began background checks for anyone who wanted to or needed to buy handguns in the United States, and also included a ban on assault rifles. Bill Clinton was also a man of the people. He loved the citizens of the United States. He's very good at relating to the people. He knew how to get out and market himself and make friends, I guess is a good way to say it. He knew how to appeal to the people and appeal to voters. So, in conclusion, Bill Clinton was a very good president for the United States for many reasons. For his economic reasons, for his economic policies, his dealings with the environment and all the policies he enacted, his social policies, which improved the lives and the welfare of many people in the United States, and his dealings with crime in the United States. And I hope I had some influence on your opinion about that. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
So do you support Hillary and not coming election?
See, I knew someone was gonna ask me about that. I don't know. I'm gonna need to see the policies she's gonna run on. I'm gonna need to see the debates. I'm gonna need to see the speeches she gives, the tour. I don't have an answer for you yet. I'm sorry.
Well, they were saying that they were going to kind of use her as a public figure, but Bill was going to be doing a lot of the backstage work.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he will be. I'm absolutely positive he will.
Just kind of going off his question, I was going to ask if you felt like Bill was going to have influence, or if she's like too much of a brute.
Oh, he will have influence. I mean, she's definitely her own political figure and her own person, and she'll have a lot of her own opinions and policies. But you can't ignore Bill Clinton if he gives you some advice, in my opinion. Yes.
Okay. When most people think about Bill Clinton, they instantly think about Monica Lewinsky,
Yes.
which you were probably waiting for that.
Yeah.
What would you tell those people who say, "Oh, he was a bad president because he lied about having sex with this woman"?
I would tell you you're completely justified in that, right? Because I'm not upset with the fact that he did it. I'm upset with the fact that he went on national television and told every single American that he was not lying when he said, I did not have sex with that woman. I would tell you you're completely justified in that fact. And that's one of the most disappointing aspects of his presidency. And I don't really have an excuse for him for that. Yes?
Being that I'm older, and I saw him elected,
Yes.
and I bought my first house in '94. And during that time, of course, no interest rates were in. And I know a lot of housing policies and laws that have passed in order for a lot of people to buy homes. A lot of people that should not have been able to. What would you say to that? That he did pass a lot of stuff. He did do a lot of good.
Mhm.
I agree with that. But a lot of what he did had after effects.
Oh, definitely. And a lot of people say that a lot of the policies he enacted and a lot of the bills he passed were very main reasons for the 2007 economic collapse, because he passed laws that allowed banks to receive loans that were way too easy, bailouts, not loans, bailouts, and they allowed, like you said, homeowners to receive loans which they should not have taken out. And I would say he did a lot of good and he did a lot of bad. You're exactly right, for those reasons. Yes.
Pretty good topic.
Thank you.
I think Bill Clinton did a lot of good. Nobody's perfect.
No.
George Bush came in, and look at us now. We're still recovering from it. And I voted for him. And I voted for the wrong reason, but just because I was in the military. Everybody's like, you need to vote for him because he's on the fence and all this. You need to really study the individual before you just go out and waste your vote. Make sure you check the person out really good.
100% agree.
Don't
Couldn't
just
agree
go
more.
off of what people tell you.
Could not agree more.
Research.
Any more questions?
Any more questions?
One of my best love thoughts today, I think.
Thank you so much. In the last 10 minutes that you have, if you could please get with your groups, get into your groups, please, so that you can make sure that you're moving ahead on your group project, what your next points are. Everyone, make sure that you read chapters 17 and 18.
The sheet says